So, the Defenders characters throughout Marvel's Netflix run included some of the darkest stories the MCU has seen, and arguably the 3 seasons of Daredevil included the darkest of the bunch. Personally, Season 3 of Daredevil was my favorite Marvel Netflix property, with Dex being one of my favorite MCU villains at the time, along with the finale being perfect in my opinion. Even with a cliffhanger at the end, setting up Dex as the main villain for Season 4, only for Marvel to cancel Daredevil along with the remaining Defenders shows. Along with that, appearing in Netflix Marvel shows would no longer be canon due to Mahershala Ali, who played Cottonmouth in the Luke Cage series, now playing Blade in the MCU. It seemed like there would be no hope for these characters ever returning to the MCU, even with many suggesting Marvel continue the show through Hulu or Disney+, which plans to include new Marvel television shows starring characters from the films. However, recent rumors have circulated that Marvel has regained the rights to the Defenders and plans to use them in future properties, whether Disney+ series or future films. And just recently, Charlie Cox was questioned about the rumors that his Daredevil would appear in the next MCU Spider-Man film, which he shot down, saying if it was true, it wouldn't be his Daredevil. His direct quote when being asked during a Zoom meeting was, "I haven't heard those rumors, but it's certainly not with my Daredevil. I'm not involved in it. If that's true, it's not with me, it's with another actor." So while this was disappointing news to hear from an actor who did such a good job at his role in the Netflix series, it did make me think. With Marvel acquiring the rights to these Netflix characters very soon, and Charlie Cox mentioning another actor, is Marvel planning a full or soft reboot for Daredevil in the MCU? Now, this was something I thought of shortly after hearing this news. If Marvel plans to use these characters again, it's more than likely we'll see them in film, considering a new Daredevil TV show with another actor would be ridiculous in my opinion. They've also already done these characters on television, so if any new properties were to come from these characters, then I see no other option than to give them their own film. Daredevil is the most likely option of the Defenders to get his own film or appear in a film to me. His show was the most popular of the bunch and he has the most marketing potential. However, one thing about a Daredevil film in the MCU that I think will happen is the change in tone, making a potential film less darker than the show, which would be the right direction for a Daredevil reboot in the MCU. A lighter tone or making the films PG-13 would open up to a wider audience. There's a reason why there aren't any toy lines for the Daredevil show. It's not made with the intention of marketing it to any age group as the MCU films are. I honestly can't see Marvel making an R-rated Daredevil film. And I know it was said the Deadpool films would remain rated R, but the R rating is different from Daredevil. The Deadpool R mainly comes from the humor. But with Charlie Cox mentioning the possibility of another actor, the intention of making this version of Daredevil more kid-friendly should be considered, especially with the possibility of him crossing over with characters such as Spider-Man. As much as I would love to see Charlie's Daredevil crossover with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, the tone between the two characters just wouldn't work. It would be like crossing over Ant-Man with the Punisher. A lighter tone Daredevil would benefit the MCU long-term more than including the current Netflix version, even if that means another actor must play the character. However, I do think a soft reboot of the character could also work with Charlie reprising his role. The end of Season 3 opened up opportunity for the series to become lighter in tone, and Marvel could follow the series loosely while removing the elements that wouldn't be appropriate for all audiences, but still keeping the traditional Daredevil tone. So none of the forced Marvel humor that takes away from the film, keep the same actor with the tone being as dark as possible without crossing the line. Personally, I don't want to see Charlie Cox replaced. I loved his interpretation of Daredevil and I think he did a perfect job with his role, but as a fan of the character who happens to be my second favorite superhero, I do want to see more of him, even if that means another actor takes his role for the character to appear on screen. In conclusion, I do believe Marvel is planning on rebooting the character into the main MCU films, whether it be with another actor or not. There's always the possibility that Charlie Cox lied about what he said, but in my opinion, it would make the most sense for Marvel to reboot these Defenders characters into the MCU with a lighter tone that would reach a wider audience. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think Marvel is planning on rebooting Daredevil, and how would you feel about another actor playing the character? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, follow my social medias, and I will see you guys again in my next video.